much going on in the world right now. I just wanted to hop on here and talk about it with you guys. We were meant to upload this vlog of kind of our 1 month check-in with Blue, and now we're at 6 weeks, so obviously the video is a bit delayed, but I feel like I can't just upload this video without talking about what's happening in the world right now. We're literally in the midst of the biggest civil rights movement. Like, I've always wondered kind of what it would be like, just those big moments in history, what it would be like to live through it, and like how it affects people's lives. Like, do some people just go about their daily lives? Do some people like engage to the point where that's like everything and it's all consuming? And we're in the middle of it right now, and I feel like for me and for both of us, it's been all consuming. It's all over social media, but it's also just been everything that I've been talking about with my family and friends, and just having those difficult conversations. Like, obviously on social media, I feel like I'm very lucky to have an audience that's very engaged, very much kind of on the same page with me in terms of racial injustice and anti-racism. While that is great, I do feel like sometimes when I'm posting, it is just an echo chamber of like everyone is kind of feeling the same thing. And while it is still important to share resources, because everyone's at a very different place of like where they are with their knowledge and education, it's important to share information, and I'm constantly learning, so I really appreciate when other people are sharing resources. But it's also very important to have those difficult conversations with people, be it family, friends, co-workers, and just have everyone be in dialogue with each other. Because yeah, while it's great that a lot of people may agree with how we feel about anti-racism and police brutality, and like my current position on like defunding the police, it's also a lot of people out there, and like even when I'm reading comments on other people's posts, there's a lot of people out there that either lack that knowledge or have a very different point of view, and it's important to not shut that down, which I tend to do. Like in the past, I've done that a lot, where I'm like, hey, you don't share my opinion, so you're like a lost cause and we're not going to talk to you. It's really easy to do that, but change doesn't happen if we all do that. It's just a lot of dialogue, but not a whole lot of actual conversation and listening. So this space has really been, I feel like, at least in my social media and in my circles, it's really been stepping back and letting Black people talk about their own experiences and following their lead, because that's what this movement is. It's not about us sharing the way that we feel about it as people that either benefit from white privilege or from the system. And as Asian people, like, we 100% do benefit from the system that is in place, and there obviously are like microaggressions and racism that happens to the Asian population, but that is not the point of this video or this movement at this time. It's about Black people, Black lives, and yeah, I feel like right now is just an opportunity, a really big learning opportunity for all of us to check our privilege, to listen to people when they're telling us their demands, and when they're saying that like their people are being killed. Like, it's an opportunity to listen and not argue and be okay, like, but here's all my statistics. Like, no, like, these are lived actual experiences. And I know I'm going off on this huge long tangent. If you do kind of want to engage with me through social media, you can obviously follow me on Instagram. I have resources in my important highlights, where I have like petitions and places you can donate, things like that. And I feel like it's just really important for us to be having this conversation right now. If anything, as somebody that is a non-Black person, be willing to take information, absorb it, and then change your opinions if you see fit. Being an open-minded person means that you're going to take everything that you hear and synthesize it and create your own opinion. So if you guys do want to hear more about our conversations about anti-Blackness within our communities, both Dayan's in the Serbian community and mine in the Asian Vietnamese community, and also all about being new parents during this time, then I would definitely tune in to our podcast, Neens and Deans. I'll leave a link below. That's kind of the space that we've created for ourselves to have more extensive conversations. Yeah, obviously all of this has been really crazy with the pandemic and with the movement that's happening right now, and 2020 has been a huge year. And for us personally, obviously we now have a child, so bringing a newborn into this world is honestly, one, hopeful. I'm not even gonna say that it's scary. Like it is a little bit, because I obviously fear for, like, you know, like I get that anxiety now where I'm like, oh, what is it gonna be like when he's older? Like, how can I keep him safe? And like all of these things that I think just kind of comes with like becoming a parent. But it's also very, very hopeful, and I feel like I have hope for the future. I have hope for future generations. And this is like a very separate topic, but I know a lot of people that don't want to have children because they feel like there are a lot of kids out there and like, what's the point? But if you are at all interested in having children, I would say that people that care about our future, about the environment, about the state of other human beings, about other people's lives, like those are the people that should be like raising this future generation of like compassionate, passionate human beings. That was really not that eloquent, but you know what I mean. So a lot has been going on in my mind right now, and we are, yeah, 6 weeks. He is developing beautifully. There's gonna be a lot that we say in this video that like isn't even relevant. We talk about trying to get him on a sleep schedule. That didn't pan out. We're just kind of doing whatever at this point and just making sure that he's eating properly and sleeping properly. But parenthood is really just like a big roller coaster, and every day is so different. So I will leave that there for you guys, and we'll get into the vlog. I know this is super lengthy. Thanks for bearing with me. I hope that you guys are all doing well. We miss you guys. He's just waking up from a nap now. Dayon is usually the person that's changing his diapers, and that's what it sounds like when it's silent. Oh, baby. So we basically didn't have any type of like sleep schedule, training, like literally no schedule whatsoever for the first month. And then yesterday we were talking to some friends, and they're like, yeah, we sleep trained our baby like the day that she was born. And we were like, oh man, like should we look into that? And so we're not actually sleep training per se. Like babies don't have like a circadian rhythm for at least a couple of months. So even if you're trying to sleep train a newborn, like it's likely that when they grow a little bit older that might go out the window, or like you're gonna have to adjust. So right now it's just important that we have good sleep habits. Basically we've been
don't mind us.
Yeah, don't mind the crying. I know it's like hard to hear like babies crying, but I mean, he really hates getting his diaper changed, and usually he doesn't make that much noise because Dan's pretty good at it, and it's not so bad. And this isn't even like bad, like this isn't even crying, like this is actually very mild and actually quite good, because sometimes it's like screeching. But basically we have him on a sleep, eat, wake schedule.
X has been getting a lot better around the baby. At first he was like so terrified. He's been fine. We've been closing the door now to the bedroom, which is kind of different from like pre-baby, because he would always like sleep at our feet. But then now, because we don't want to risk X like sitting on the baby when we're like not surveillancing, because I mean he's heavy, and that would mean that, yeah, that would mean that the baby can't breathe. So yeah, we've been trying to keep it separate when we're like sleeping. So but he's been fine. He kind of sleeps outside the door. In the morning he'll like scratch the door when he's hungry. So we just kind of, we're making it work, and he's a good cat. He's just chilling. He's happy still. He's a happy cat.
He's so calm when Dan puts him in this hole. Recuperating, building up some strength, because that took a lot of strength, buddy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Big set. Big set.
The jealous brother.
Is that a smile?
So supposedly newborns can only see like high contrast images, so like black and white images. So grab you a Sharpie and just draw it yourself, because you don't have to buy the actual books and things like that. Or I mean, I guess you could, but
But you could just draw them yourself.
You could just makeshift DIY it.
So Dayon drew these.
And he seems to react to it.
Yeah, he like moves more and he like makes more noises when he sees it. Look it! Look it! Yeah, we tried to play with like some of these toys, but he just like can't register these yet. But these pieces of paper, he does. Yeah, Daddy drew these. So this is pretty much what we do every day now. We have no sense of schedule and I don't really have any other like obligations besides our weekly podcast, which is manageable, but this is what we do. We just hang out with you all day. Yeah. Which is really nice because he's never gonna be this young again and I cannot believe he's already a month old. He's gonna be able to socially smile soon and coo and babble at us. Well, you're already cooing now, but babbling. Yeah. So we are at Westwood Honda out here in Port Moody, very far from where we live. But we originally came here to sell my car because they wanted to buy the Toyota, but we decided not to do that. And instead, we were like, we need a lease anyways. So we're here. We're leasing a soooo.
It's called an SUV anyway.
We're leasing a soooo, an SUV. Dan was like, we don't need one. But to be fair, like, it's just so cramped, like in the back of the sedan. Like, I'm trying to breastfeed and I can't because there's literally no space. Do you want to come here?
Literally every single time the Toyota proves that there's not enough space, she goes like, you see?
Yeah.
This is the life you want to live. I don't know why you keep trying to fight me.
But
yeah. We got a dope ass like CRV and like it's
all black, which is what Dan wanted.
Yeah, it's like amazing that we were able to find something that like we both really love.
For me, like what I cared about is like having regular standard gas. Like I don't want like an expensive car where you have to pay like the premium. I want something that's easy to drive, so it's like my Corolla. And I wanted a sunroof, and this one has like a panoramic one, or like the whole all the way to the back, which is sweet. So like those are the things that I cared about, and Dan wanted something that like looked to luxury and like all black.
Like and felt like luxury, and it does. Like it has like real like nice leather seats, like big black alloy rims, like
it's like obviously like I enjoy that too, but like my priorities were like economical, whereas yours was like the flex.
So it's kind of like both. It's like literally both. So
it's the best of both worlds. Yeah, and we like took them on a wild ass ride. Yeah, but we got a sweet ass price. We had a really good price on our lease. So yeah, and we're selling the Toyota hopefully sometime this week. So big girl tings.
Big girl tings.
Getting a new car. Got a baby. Yeah, it's crazy. Everything happened all at once. Like we moved, we have a baby, we have a new soooo. What's next?
Living it. What's next? We're gonna own a home.
Man, I hope. Manifest it.
Yeah, I want that. That'd be so sick. Imagine how many renovations and like how we can really soup up a home of our own. Like it's insane.
Contacts again. Oh wait. Are you...
Just mama signing papers.
Just director things.
So Joe, whatever, but I'll just put it here for your convenience.
It's like I know that it's not real hot chocolate. Like I know it's not real chocolate, but it still just tastes so good. And the trick is to pull it out when they start trying to give you water. None of that. See, watch.
Fast.
Get out of here. Yeah, I mean, you want a little bit of water, but you don't want all of that water. If it was 6 minutes, you show them.
Oh, let's do a lookbook, yeah.
No, I don't want to do a lookbook. That's embarrassing. Get it, B, get it. Shameless, this guy.
Alright, B, you're gonna meet your car. Shout out to Sergio, #1, out in Westwood Honda.
That's right.
Gave us a great deal, yeah. We twinning with the haircut.
Woo! So this is the car. This is the CRV. We just got the paperwork, we got the keys, and now I'm gonna drive home. This is gonna be really exciting. So I am super happy with the soooo. It is so spacious. Dan's just taking selfies. But yeah, we got all this space back here. Ooh, already linked my phone up to it. Get it, boy, get it.